Hey my beautiful spooky ghosts, my name's Orianne and welcome back to my channel Rockchickbeautyyt here on YouTube. If you are a returning spooky ghost of mine, then thank you so much for coming back and for all your continued support. It means so much to me, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you are new here, hey, my name's Orianne. I hope you are well. I do all sorts of content on this channel, from beauty to fashion, lifestyle, mental health, tech, and so much more. So there's definitely something for everybody. If you feel that you would like to join my little family and see what I've got going on here on my channel, then do feel free. All you have to do is hit that big red subscribe button. Don't forget to click the notification bell, as you'll be notified every time I do upload here on my channel. And without any further ado, don't forget to smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and please comment down below if you enjoyed it, as I really do appreciate your feedback and opinions, and hopefully you will enjoy this video. And without any further, let's get started. So today I am going to be doing quite a difficult but also a requested video from so many of you from my last live stream. And today I am going to be talking about my mental health and mental health in general and all kind of topics around that. So I'm going to be putting a trigger warning at the start of the video, and also I'm going to be doing one now if you have come into it as a premiere, as I will be premiering this video on my channel hopefully. So if you are disturbed or triggered or anything like that by the following topics: anxiety, depression, self-harm, counselling, therapy, or anything else to do with mental health, and you would find it too much of a trigger or difficulty to watch this video, then please click away from this video. The last thing I want is to upset, offend, or just get anyone in a state or be of any trigger to anyone. So please click away from this video. I will not be offended at all. I will totally understand. I have been there in the past. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Yes, this is a requested video, but the last thing I want to do is upset anyone or trigger anyone. So if you feel uncomfortable watching this video, then please click away. I value your mental health and your well-being so much more than just having a view on a video or a subscriber. So thank you so much for your support on my channel so far, and I will hopefully see you in the next one if you do not watch this video. So if you are still here and you are not finding this video too much and too triggering to watch, then thank you very much for staying. Again, it will not offend me in any way if you feel like you have to leave the video at any point. So today's video is going to be about mental health, my struggles, the different types of mental health that I have, my diagnosis, how my mental health affects me, also reach outs and supports and organisations I will be linking in the description. Also, if you guys do have a bad day and you want to link up with me on Instagram, or drop me a message, or just put a message in the comments or anything like that, or if you don't have social medias, you can always contact me via my email. I will always be happy to talk to you, whether it's just a bad day or you just need an ear or just need to rant and scream at someone. Obviously, I prefer if you didn't do that, as it is just a figure of speech. But if you guys do want to reach out to me at any point after this video, or even just ask a question in the comments, please feel free to do so. And yeah, we're going to get started with this video. So, I have had mental health issues, problems, conditions ever since the age of 10/11. I have always had autism since the age of 2, and a lot of autistics, not all of them, I don't want to put that as a blanket statement, can develop anxiety and depression, as the fact you may feel different, or you may feel like an outsider to the world as you are different, or you struggle more, or things like that. I struggled very much as I was growing up. It wasn't that my family was not supportive in any way at all. My family have been absolutely incredible since I've been growing up, and also from my diagnosis and getting me the right help as much as they could. I cannot fault my family in any way, but this is not about me bigging up my family or anything like that. Yeah, I was diagnosed with depression when I was, like I say, 10, 11, maybe 12. It was a long time ago. I have had mental health for a long time. I'm now 26, nearly 27. So mental health has been part of my life for a very long time. So I was first diagnosed with depression, or misdiagnosed with depression, when I was told that I'd been to the doctors and I wasn't in a very good space and wasn't in a very good mood, but I was just told it was just because I'd had a few bad days at school and bad days pass. So we went with it, you know, as we were listening to professionals, and this is not slating any doctor that I've ever had. Obviously, mental health can be quite hard to diagnose, and a lot of conditions may be similar to anxiety, OCD, etc. So yeah, I was diagnosed with depression eventually at the age of 12. I went through a very, very tough time growing up with things and topics such as making friends, talking to people. My confidence has always been incredibly low. Up until the age of about 11, 12, I was a very confident person. I would talk to anybody. And then for some reason, I just went into my own little shy world. We're not really sure why this happened. But yeah, I went to school, I got some therapy, and we all thought everything was okay. As you know, we had the diagnosis. I wasn't put on any medication. I was just given basically someone to talk to at school or outside of school if I needed, and we all thought things were fine. I then had a situation growing up when I was in school, which I won't be discussing in this video, and it's not something that will be put on my YouTube channel, ever, as it is quite a personal thing. All I would say is that I was bullied relentlessly all the way through my schooling. From year 7, so 11, 12, all the way to the time that I left. There was not a particular reason that I was just bullied. For like I say, for any particular reason. I was just bullied for being the quirky, alternative, sort of standout girl because of my fashion, what I was into, my music, all that sort of stuff. It wasn't just because I was a goth. There was a lot of other things, really silly things. I put on weight further in my journey through school. I got teased about that. But again, this is not to try and call out anybody that's bullied me or anything like that. This is just sort of how my mental health started. And I started to have a lot more bad days. A lot more bad days than good days, unfortunately. And back then, I was quite a bubbly person, and things just kind of spiraled out of control. It got to the point where I was struggling to go into school. I was struggling to focus on things. I was struggling to learn. I also got a very bad stage of depression when it got to reading anything in class. I have struggled with reading all my life. I didn't learn to properly read a book from cover to cover until the age of 19. And that was the only book I have ever read. Some of you, this may shock you, but because of my autism, I have never been able to properly on my own read and write. All the way through school, I had what they call a scribe, which is someone who writes and reads for you and basically helps you understand, who's basically like a one-to-one help just for you. If you have been to a special needs school or know anybody that has special needs, you will probably know, or anybody that has dyspraxia, dyslexia, or anybody who just has trouble with reading, writing, putting things down on paper, you can get a person in school called a scribe. They basically write for you, read for you, help you make sense of things that may make sense to other people, but it just didn't make sense to me. So I really struggled through school, and I actually left school with only 1 grade, which was a BTEC grade C/B or B/C at the time, before they went to number grades, and that was the only grade that I got, which was in construction, so it was building, bricklaying, all that sort of stuff. I know that may surprise you, but yeah, I really enjoyed it and learnt a hell of a lot. But that was the only grade I ever got at school. I was completely ungraded in English, maths, science, and practically any other grade, because anything that I had to put on paper, so apart from subjects like PE and dance and acting, I couldn't put anything down on paper. And I didn't really get the right help until just as I was leaving, which was from a guy called Mr. Smeaton. I know that he will probably never watch this video, but if you are, then thank you so much. And he sat me down and said, "What is it that bothers you about your reading?" And I just said, "I can't read." And he said, "Is it the fact that you're scared of the words? Is there too many words on the page?" And we got to a discussion, and eventually I learnt to read. And I actually finished the book from cover to cover and actually cried my eyes out, which I know probably sounds really dramatic, but at the time I have never ever been able to read. So the fact that I could do that, and it was something I'd done on my own with help, but I'd actually read the book from cover to cover at home on my own, was an incredible moment for me, which again probably sounds really daft, but I really, really struggle with reading even now. So even stuff like doing my YouTube descriptions and stuff is really, really hard, and it does take me a lot longer than, say, a person who could do it in 5, 10, 20 minutes. It could take me hours, and I do have a lot of help from my YouTube descriptions and spelling and putting things down from a couple of friends, some other YouTube creators on here, and also my about section on YouTube was really, really hard to do, so I did have some assistance from some YouTube friends of mine, and also my family helped me out as much as they can. They're incredible. So yeah, that was part of where my depression started. I then had a fear of going out. Not to the point where it was classed as, I think it's arachnophobia, I may be totally wrong. Or agoraphobia, I'm not too sure if I've mixed them up. I probably have. Once again, I'm autistic, so please forgive me. But yeah, my mental health has been really, really bad since the age of 10, 11, 12. It's kind of all diagnosed, all at different times. So then I was diagnosed with anxiety. Once I'd left college, I was 21. Oh, sorry, I was 19. So just as I started college, I left just before I was 20. So I was only at college for just under a year, because it got to the point where I was going to college. As much as I couldn't read and put things down on paper, I was just scared. I was scared of being there. I was scared that people judged me. I was very, very anxious. It was a new place. I was told it would be good for me, and college was probably, obviously I can't speak for everybody, but college was the worst experience of my life. My anxiety got super, super, super bad. And my anxiety kind of stems from there. Again, like I said, there is some other personal reasons, which I will not share on YouTube as they are just personal to me. I hope you guys can understand that obviously we all have our own little private things or big private things that we're just not willing to share, and I hope that's okay with you guys, and I really hope you understand. I may change my mind in the future, but I really can't see that right now. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, let alone tomorrow, next week, next year, 5 years, 10 years. So you never know. But yeah, coming up to sort of where I am from 19 to say 25, 26, I did meet my first boyfriend in college. He was incredible. We wasn't together very long, as we just kind of realised that we were just better as friends, and we just didn't feel the same, which is totally fine. But yeah, I'm not here to talk about relationships, but he helped me a lot with my mental health. Very, very supportive. I then got to... I had a few previous partners, boyfriends before then. I then got with my ex-partner, James. My ex-fiance, James. My mental health was very, very bad, as the relationship did turn incredibly toxic. For the first, say, year and a half of the 3 years that we were together, I could not, honestly, hand on heart, have been happier. Then things started to get really difficult. Things started to get quite toxic, quite controlling, and kind of ever since then, of the year and a half mark that we were together, bearing in mind I will say this is not an excuse, he did have mental health himself, but he didn't want to get the help and would turn around and say he hasn't got mental health, there's nothing wrong with him, it's all me. So that definitely played a huge part in my anxiety. My depression got a lot worse. The relationship got very, very toxic. Again, this is not one of the personal things, well, it is a personal thing, but it's not one of the personal things that I won't share. I'm more than happy to share how that relationship affected me. So I have now been on my own a year, or just over, as unfortunately James did leave me. But again, I'm not here to talk about the relationship. I am and I'm not, I guess, as my mental health now is definitely, I'd say at least 85, 90% of who I am today, who it's made me, like who I am now, how it's made me, how I've come to be, and how my mental health has come to get a lot worse. Yeah, James did leave me completely unannounced after just under, literally about 3 weeks, under 3 years of us being together. With no reason, no notes, no nothing, and I have recently found out that he cheated, which really, really sucks. But yeah, so my mental health has been incredibly bad, I would say, since me and my ex James did split up. I have also struggled with my mental health due to my weight, as I do have a condition called hypothyroidism, which basically means the main thyroid gland that you have here in your neck is what controls your metabolism and basically burns the fat at a right rate. And there is a condition called hyperthyroid. You have hyper, which is obviously fast, and hypothyroid, which means your thyroid slows down. So I have struggled with my weight. I basically had thyroid for a few years, for about 5-6 years, and it was completely undiagnosed. I was completely oblivious. No one had ever picked it up. And I went to a doctor's and he said, you have hyperthyroidism. And I started to put on more weight and more weight and more weight, which obviously made me feel more depressed, more anxious, as I felt like people were judging me. And it's kind of changed my life, having hyperthyroidism, and also anxiety, depression. They all kind of go hand in hand. So with splitting up with a partner, having a condition that affects your weight, which you can't really control, there is medication, but the medication does not by any means at all 100% work. It works for some people, which is great, and I'm really happy for them, but my medication only works a small percentage for me, which is really hard. So the fact that I am a more bigger and curvier girl, my mental health has always been affected. So my anxiety, I worry that people judge me, and in a way that I never find anyone, as I believe, or my head tells me that, you know, no one's going to like a bigger girl, or no one's going to want a bigger girl. And all these thoughts that people are looking at me when they're probably not, they're probably just going about their everyday activities and tasks. But having anxiety and depression is, in my words, obviously I can only speak from my own opinion, is basically like having a million thoughts that go at a million trillion miles an hour all at once. So instead of thinking, oh, I've got to do them couple of things tomorrow, I will think about the things that I have to do in the next month, the next week, the next 2 weeks, the next 24 hours. And I will think and think and think and think, which gets me to a point where I end up rather depressed, as if I don't meet them tasks in my head or in the real world, it gets me very, very down. Also, with having mental health, it can be very hard for people on the outside that are not in your head. So friends, family, I'm not, disregarding that my friends or family are not helpful, because they are, but I've always struggled to make friends, and not necessarily try and make people understand, but it's very hard for people to understand. As it may come across on YouTube, and I've had comments about it, and I know that you probably don't mean any offence. If you do, then you do. But if you, I'm sure you guys don't mean any offence, and the majority of you are really, really nice. It's normally haters and stuff like that, which I don't really take any notice of. But the odd ones do cut deep. Yeah, so mental health for me has always been a huge, huge part of my life. Probably one of the biggest parts of my life that anything else has. Obviously, when I lost my granddad, my depression got very, very bad as well. I lost him back in 2012, so it has officially been a decade. Because I miss him so, so much. But yeah, mental health. We're now going to go on to how mental health affects me a little bit more, and how I guess it relates to my YouTube and my upload schedule and my channel. As much as I am a beauty channel, I also not necessarily would like to become an advocate for mental health, but I want to be a place where people can come and, I guess, escape. Not escape to forget everything and all their problems and to make them all go away, because unfortunately I can't grant that wish for anybody. I really, really wish I could. But I would like my channel to be a space where people can come and enjoy and, I guess, yeah, escape in a way, to a happy place where I can make people happy, where I can make people feel comfortable, where they're not judged, where they're not anxious, even if it's for 5 minutes, or one of my live streams that can go on for an hour and a half to an hour, or even just a shorts video. I want my channel to be somewhere where I can make you guys smile and make you feel like you can generally be yourself. Never feel like you have to apologise for who you are on my channel. If you have a comment or an opinion, then please feel free to say, as long as you are nice and respectable on my channel. I'm more than happy to take any opinions on board you may have about this video or other videos or me. Like I said at the start, if you do have any questions that I may not have answered or covered in this video, then please let me know. But yeah, now lastly, I am going to talk about where my mental health is now. I would say over the past anything from a month to the most present day, my mental health has been awful. I have probably felt the worst I've felt this week, or last week, this week, whatever you want to class it as. This video will be going up on Monday, so tomorrow for you guys, but obviously I'm filming this evening on Sunday. But yeah, it is, mental health for me at the moment is a huge struggle. I have had my medication upped. If you are interested in medication and really want to know what I'm on, I guess I could do a part 2 of this video if you guys would like that. If you guys want a part 2 of my mental health journey and video, or just updates in the future, then please let me know. But yeah, YouTube has been incredibly hard for me at the moment because of my anxiety and depression. It affects me a lot in the category of motivation. I can have pages and pages and pages of YouTube videos and ideas and everything ready and all set up, and I can do all my makeup and I can have a full-blown anxiety attack. Not that you guys would ever know, as I've been told I do mask it incredibly well, and I've been told that you wouldn't even be able to tell unless I come on and was like, hi guys, you're right, how's things? But I always try and be bubbly for you guys, and like I said, I want this to be a place where you feel free and safe and happy. So yeah, I will say if I ever disappear or my uploads do differ, or there's lots of uploads at once and I may disappear for a bit, it is probably down to my mental health. I always want to be just out and out honest with you guys, 100% totally honest. Mental health is such a big thing and affects everybody differently. So I hope this video I hope you have enjoyed this video and that it hasn't bored you too much, but I just really wanted to be honest with you guys, and also obviously do a video that you guys really wanted to see. So again, if you have any questions, please link them down below in the comments, or Instagram, DM me. All my socials are always linked in the description. I hope this video hasn't been too triggering for you guys, but I hope that it has also been informative and has given you an insight into who I am and how my mental health affects me and how it affects me in the present day. So if you guys indeed enjoy this video, then please smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, or if you enjoy mental health content or any of the other categories that I do on this channel. I am always here and I love you all so much, and don't forget, stay happy if you can, and definitely stay spooky. I hope you have a wonderful day and I love you all so much. Mwah.